Good day and welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob and I'm happy for you to join me today. Thank you. Yesterday we opened into an acknowledgement that all of us have what the psychiatrist Carl Jung called our shadow, our personal shadow. It's the part of us that we hide from others and oftentimes from ourselves. Now, the relevance of our identifying our shadow can hardly be overstated when we're talking about recovery from addiction. I want to say a word about that connection to addiction. Jung's teacher was Sigmund Freud, and it was Freud who observed that those aspects of ourselves which we try to hide from, and Freud's term for this was repression, those aspects of ourselves that we try to repress, most often come back in the form of physical symptoms or psychological symptoms. Freud referred to this as the return of the repressed. So it is, similarly with many of Jung's similar observations, that we can either deal with the shadow directly through the front door, so to speak, or will inevitably pop up indirectly through a side door or even the back door, and oftentimes in greater force and typically in a form that we didn't bank on. One such indirect expression or manifestation of the repressed shadow, which we're saying is an ineffective strategy, when that shadow is repressed, it will manifest in different ways symptomatically, and one of those symptoms is addiction, plain and simple. So what I'd like to do is examine this connection between shadow, repression, and addictive behaviors. So for today, what I'd like you to do is go back to our exercise yesterday. You'll recall we had you identify 3 shadow behaviors or characteristics within your own life. Now what I want you to do is go back and pick one of those, and we're going to take a deep dive into just one of those selected areas of shadow in your life. I want you to see if you can track how it is that in any attempt that you've made to sweep this shadow part under the carpet, so to speak, when you've tried to do that, I want you to see if you can identify how it's backfired on you. And the backfire that we're looking for specifically is what we talked about with Freud and Jung in terms of the return of the repressed. So I want you to see if something that you've tried to stuff or hide or sweep under the carpet, as I said, I want you to see if there's some other addictive behavior that arose as a result of that, maybe indirectly, or some other undesirable symptom, whether it be a physical malady or some kind of psychological symptom such as anxiety or depression or otherwise. Our goal here is to make a more conscious link in our own minds between repressing the shadow on the one hand and addictive behaviors and other symptoms on the other. So let's see what you discover, okay? I want to thank you again for joining me. I wish you best of luck with this exercise. Come back and join me tomorrow as we wrap up this unit right now on looking at various contributions of clinical psychology, of mindfulness research, and also more recently of Carl Jung and Jungian psychology. Thanks for joining me. Take good care, stay healthy, be well, and I'll see you again soon.